Ladies and gentlemen, life will test you. Not once, not twice, but every single day. And it's not the strongest who win, not the smartest, not even the fastest. It's the ones who are mentally toughest. The ones who can take the hit and still move forward. The ones who keep standing when everyone else sits down. Mental toughness is not about never falling. It's about never staying down. Today, I want to show you how to build that toughness, how to rewire your mindset, and how to become unstoppable, no matter what life throws at you. Mental toughness is built, not born. This single idea changes the way we look at challenges, setbacks, and the way we see ourselves. Too many people believe that toughness is something certain individuals are gifted with at birth, like eye color or height. They look at successful athletes, leaders, or entrepreneurs and assume those people were simply born different. But the truth is, every mentally tough person you admire has been shaped through experiences, hardships, and consistent choices. Mental toughness is not a trait you inherit. It is a skill you develop through repetition, discipline, and the willingness to keep moving when it would be easier to stop. When we think of toughness, the mind usually goes to physical strength. We imagine someone lifting heavy weights or enduring physical pain. But real toughness is not found in the body first. It is found in the mind. It begins in the way you talk to yourself, in the way you handle fear, and in the way you deal with failure. You were not born knowing how to push through exhaustion, how to silence self-doubt, or how to keep faith when nothing seems to work. Those abilities come only through practice. Just as muscles are built in the gym by lifting weight, mental toughness is built in life by lifting burdens. Each time you choose not to quit, each time you stay focused when distractions are calling, each time you get back up after falling, you are training your mind. Think about a child learning to walk. At first, they fall over and over again. But what happens? They stand up again, they wobble, they take another step. Falling is part of the process. Over time, their legs get stronger and their balance improves. Walking becomes second nature. Mental toughness is developed in the same way. Every fall is a lesson. Every setback is resistance training for your mind. The mistake people make is assuming that falling means they are not capable. But falling is the very process that makes you capable. Without the stumbles, you cannot gain the strength. It is not about being fearless. People who are mentally tough feel fear, doubt, and stress just like anyone else. The difference is they do not allow those emotions to control their decisions. They build the ability to move forward despite those feelings. And that ability is something you can develop. You develop it by facing discomfort intentionally. You develop it by staying committed to your word when it is no longer convenient. You develop it by doing the hard things even when nobody is watching. Every day, life gives you small opportunities to build this toughness. Waking up with your alarm instead of hitting snooze. Speaking up when you are nervous. Finishing the task you said you would finish even though you are tired. These are not small things. They are the training grounds of your mind. Mental toughness is built in pressure. Think of coal being transformed into a diamond. It is only under immense pressure and heat that the transformation happens. Without the pressure, coal would remain coal. Likewise, without challenges, you cannot develop toughness. That is why the very obstacles you are tempted to avoid are the ones you most need to face. The struggle you are in right now is not punishment. It is preparation. It is shaping you into someone stronger than you were yesterday. When you learn to see your struggles this way, you stop resenting them. You start to embrace them as your training program. Every person has moments where quitting looks easier than continuing. Quitting promises comfort. It whispers that you can avoid pain, that you can escape effort, that you can hide from risk. But the problem with quitting is that it doesn't make life easier. It makes you weaker. Every time you quit on yourself, you teach your mind to take the easier path. And over time, your confidence shrinks, your resilience fades, and your belief in yourself disappears. On the other hand, every time you refuse to quit, you cast a vote for the kind of person you want to be. You prove to yourself that you are stronger than your circumstances. And those votes add up. Day after day, choice after choice, they form the identity of a person who cannot be broken easily. Discipline is the backbone of toughness. Without discipline, motivation fades and emotions take over. Motivation is great when it is present, but motivation is a spark. It comes and goes. Discipline is the fire that keeps burning even when motivation has vanished. Building toughness means building discipline. And discipline is built by keeping promises to yourself. When you tell yourself you will do something, you follow through. Not because it is easy, not because you feel like it, but because your word to yourself matters. The more you practice discipline, the more trust you build with yourself. And trust in yourself is the foundation of toughness. Mentally tough people are not unbreakable. They simply refuse to stay broken. They bend, they stumble, but they get back up. Think of a tree in the middle of a storm. The strongest tree is not the stiffest one that resists the wind completely. That tree will snap. The strongest tree is the one that bends without breaking, the one with roots so deep that no storm can pull it out of the ground. That is what mental toughness looks like in a human being, flexible but unshakable. And just like a tree grows roots over years of weathering storms, you grow mental strength over years of enduring challenges. This is why you cannot avoid hardship if you want to be tough. You cannot live a life free of discomfort and expect to grow strong. Comfort zones are beautiful, but nothing grows there. The only way you become tougher is by stepping outside that zone again and again. It does not have to be massive leaps every time. It can be small steps, consistent ones. Each step outside the comfort zone expands it. Each step teaches your mind that you are capable of more. Over time, what once terrified you becomes normal. What once felt impossible becomes part of your story. That is the process of building toughness. Confidence and toughness go hand in hand. Confidence is not built by telling yourself you are great. It is built by proving it to yourself. Each time you survive something you thought would break you, each time you accomplish something you once thought impossible, your confidence grows. And that confidence feeds your toughness. You begin to trust yourself in hard situations. You begin to believe that no matter what happens, you will find a way through it. That is a belief you can only earn, never fake. And the way you earn it is by showing up and fighting through the hard days. Your response to struggle defines your strength. This is one of the most important truths about life, because struggle is guaranteed, but strength is optional. Everyone experiences hardship, obstacles, failures, and pain. There is no human life without difficulty. What separates the people who rise from the people who remain stuck is not the size of their struggle, but the way they respond to it. Two people can face the exact same storm. One comes out stronger, wiser, and more resilient, while the other comes out broken, bitter, and defeated. The difference is not in the storm, but in the response. When you respond to struggle with resistance, denial, or self-pity, you rob yourself of the chance to grow. You start asking questions like, why me? Why is this happening? And in doing so, you put yourself in the role of a victim. But when you respond to struggle with determination, curiosity, and courage, you open the door to growth. You ask, what can I learn? How can I grow stronger through this? And that one shift in response transforms struggle from an enemy into a teacher. Every challenge becomes a classroom, and your mindset decides whether you graduate stronger or stay stuck repeating the same lesson. Think about a diamond. A diamond is not created in gentle, easy conditions. It is formed under intense heat and pressure. Without pressure, there would be no diamond. The same is true for human beings. It is not the easy days that define you. It is the hard ones. Anybody can smile when things are going their way. Anybody can stay confident when the results are coming, when the bank account is full, when the opportunities are flowing. But true strength shows itself when everything seems to be against you. Strength is defined in the moments when you feel exhausted, overlooked, and defeated, yet you still choose to rise. Struggle will test your patience. It will push you to your limits. It will ask you whether you are willing to keep going even when progress is invisible. And your answer to that test will determine how strong you become. Struggle has a way of stripping away comfort, and comfort is often the enemy of growth. When you are comfortable, you stop pushing, you stop stretching, you stop discovering new levels of yourself. Struggle forces you out of that place. It introduces you to parts of yourself you didn't know existed. It awakens grit, resilience, and creativity. And the way you respond determines whether those qualities come alive or stay hidden. Imagine two athletes training for the same competition. Both face the same brutal workouts, the same exhaustion, the same setbacks. One of them complains, cuts corners, and blames everything around them for how hard it feels. The other leans into the pain, embraces the process, and sees every repetition as a chance to grow. Months later, they stand on the same stage. The difference is obvious. The one who responded with strength built strength. The one who responded with weakness lost the chance to build it. This is a reminder that you are not defined by your circumstances. You are defined by how you choose to meet them. Your response to struggle defines not just your strength, but also your character. Struggle reveals who you truly are when the mask of comfort is ripped away. When things get hard, do you give up on your commitments? Do you lose your integrity? Do you let anger, bitterness, or envy control you? Or do you hold steady to your values, even when it hurts? That choice is what forges character, and character is the ultimate foundation of strength. Without it, even external success collapses quickly. With it, you can weather storms that would destroy others. The mind is always interpreting struggle. Every difficulty you face comes with a story your brain tells you. If your story is, "This means I am unlucky," "This means I am not good enough," "This means I cannot succeed," then struggle will weaken you. But if your story is, "This is my chance to grow," "This is the weight that will make me stronger," "This is preparation for the next level," then struggle becomes your ally. You cannot always choose the struggle, but you can always choose the story. And the story you choose decides the strength you build. Some of the strongest people you know are not the ones who avoided pain, but the ones who faced it head on. The single mother working 3 jobs to raise her children. The soldier who keeps fighting despite fear and fatigue. The entrepreneur who fails again and again but refuses to quit. These people are not strong because life was easy. They are strong because life was hard and their response was to rise higher. That is why the people who have been through the most often inspire us the most, because their response to struggle shines through them. Your response to struggle also defines how much confidence you carry. When you face a challenge and respond with courage, you prove something important to yourself. You prove that you can handle more than you thought. That proof is what builds self-belief. It is not built by telling yourself affirmations in the mirror. It is built by facing the fire and coming out alive. On the other hand, when you avoid every struggle, when you run from difficulty, you rob yourself of that proof. Your confidence fades because deep down you know you have not tested yourself. Confidence without testing is fragile. It breaks the moment real struggle appears. True confidence, forged in struggle, cannot be shaken. Struggle also creates empathy. When you respond with openness instead of bitterness, you begin to see that everyone is carrying a weight you cannot see. Your strength allows you to encourage others, to support them, to lift them up when they are struggling. This is another gift of hardship. It connects you to humanity. It reminds you that nobody escapes struggle, and that shared experience can either divide us or unite us, depending on our response. When you choose to grow instead of closing off, you become a source of light in someone else's darkness. That is strength in its purest form. Every struggle you face is like a mirror. It reflects the truth of your current strength. If you collapse at the first sign of difficulty, the mirror is telling you that you have work to do. If you bend but do not break, the mirror is showing you the strength you have already built. And every time you respond with resilience, the reflection changes. You see someone stronger looking back at you. The beauty of this is that struggle is not here to destroy you. It is here to reveal you and to shape you.